You can see right away like how quickly that blends. Oh, this is lovely. This is awfully pretty. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the show. My name is Shannon, and this is the personal beauty episode hosted by Koreanet. It's always good to see you guys. Today's episode is going to be a little bit more drama focused. Just kidding. It's going to be about K-dramas. So specifically with K-dramas, and this being a beauty episode, we're going to be talking a little bit about how K-drama does makeup and kind of portrays Korean makeup. Last week we discussed a lot about K-pop and idols and how they do their makeup in a way that sits really well under heavy stage lighting, heavy performing and sweat and meet and greets and all of that. But today we're going to be talking about how they do makeup here to kind of exaggerate Korean beauty and those special features, as well as we're going to be talking a little bit about how they make it last throughout the day and like a long day of filming and sessions. So I guess we'll start off on this side. Let's see what we have here. Oh, I love these. This is a milky tint. This particular one is called Vanilla Bean Cream. Sounds delicious. I'm definitely gonna get some ice cream later. But these are lip tints, actually. So the reason that I think lip tints would be specifically helpful with things like K-dramas, for example, is these are not just like a lipstick. There tends to be very little transfer. By transfer, I mean if you are to put your lips on something like kiss a glass or, you know, have like a glass of wine or something, it's actually not gonna transfer as well. Ooh. I quite like that formula. That's actually lovely. I'm gonna go ahead and put that on. That's really pretty. So again, the reason I like lip tints better than just a typical lipstick, lip liner, lip gloss, they tend to be less transferring. And even with certain lip tints, you can actually just do like an outline, let it dry for about 10 minutes and then wipe it off and the color will remain all day. So this would definitely be a good thing to have whether you're a K-pop idol or a K-drama star, because this is gonna be something that lasts long term, kind of like long time period. Ooh, okay. I just noticed something, so I want to point this out to you guys. So on my hand, I did put like a pretty decent like slather of lip tint, but on my actual lips, it dried right away. Like it dried down really quick. So let's do the kiss test. Little bit, very small amount of transfer though. Mostly on the inner corner where it's really, really wet. But for the most part, like there's like no transfer. Looks really good. So having these tints is definitely going to be helpful long term because this is going to help you to maintain that sort of natural lip color without being too sheer, too shiny. I think in the case of makeup, that's going to be a really good thing, and especially for Korean drama makeup, they want things to look as natural as possible. So having a light tint along with a nice base foundation is going to be a really important staple to have when it comes to K-drama. Is there a tip for the location of the blush? Yes. Okay, so Marco just asked if there's any tips for the location of blusher on the skin. The location of your blush will completely change your look. So I think today what I did was I took some tips from the K-pop makeup video last week. I put a little bit on the center of my nose right here to give me a little bit of a button nose, but I also put it a little bit closer to my eye, kind of on the apple of my cheek. My purpose for the blush today was to actually bring attention to the center of my face to make my face look a little bit smaller. If you're going for a more sort of like sharp look or something to exaggerate the cheeks a little bit more, or to make your face look a little bit more, you know, wide and kind of angular, you would put your blush here, kind of on the high points of your face. And then on the nose, you would avoid that area a little bit more. So blush placement is super, super important. One thing that I've noticed with K-drama especially, they actually put a little bit of blush right around the eyes here. An interesting technique that I will definitely look forward to trying. Love that gloss. Let's see, this is a skincare master. Thank you. I've been working on my skincare, you guys. I got a couple new products and I'd be happy to share this with you if you're interested. Is it okay to do this makeup daily? Yes, actually. So today I would say I'm wearing a little bit less makeup than I typically would wear on set. And I think that's what's giving me this sort of glowy appearance. And basically the rule for that is that I used concealer first, waited about a minute or two, only blended the concealer where I had spots, and then from there did the foundation. So it looked a little bit more natural today, a little bit more skin-like and lighter. All right, let's keep it moving. So we've already gotten into the lip tint here, which I love and will definitely be taking from set today. Let's see, this is Hyper Fit Color Serum. I think, based on the sound of it, this is gonna be a liquid blush, which is really one of my favorite products. This is actually what I'm wearing today. The benefit of a liquid blush, I don't know if you guys can see if you look really, really close here. Liquid blush actually blends a lot more like foundation. It looks a little bit more creamy. There's no sort of like powdery residue. So if you guys don't already have a liquid blush, definitely invest in one. They last a little bit longer. They're a lot easier to blend into place. So definitely check that out. So I don't have this particular color. This is a romantic coral color. If you're in Korea in the summertime, this sort of peachy shade is what you're gonna get quite a lot, whether that's for blush or for lip tint. So let's just go ahead and give that a go. So it came out really runny. The formulas for liquid blush are usually pretty thin. You can see right away like how quickly that blends. Oh, this is lovely. This is awfully pretty. So I'm just gonna blend it lightly. Usually if it was on my face, I would blend it out a little bit more than this, but so you guys can see the tint. Here it is, a little bit, so you guys can see that. So liquid blush is extremely thin. It's very light. It actually feels a lot lighter than a powder without sort of like mattifying the skin texture as well, which I really like. This will leave your skin kind of glowy. Oh, there's a little bit of a shimmer in there. I thought I was losing my mind for a second, but there's a little bit of a shine. So if you guys do want a little bit of a highlight situation, that'll work for you as well. So like I said, these are really great. These can be used for more than just blusher. You can actually use these on the eyes. One thing that I do with my liquid blush is I actually blend it around my eye area to give it a little bit more of a sort of cohesive look. Then I usually apply eyeshadow over top. I did actually apply my eyeshadow today in the style of K-drama. I did that purposely because I know we don't have any brushes or eyeshadows here. But just to give you guys a little roadmap, little tour here. I actually put a little bit of a beige sort of base on first to make my skin look a little bit more neutral. Then from there, I just took a very light dark brown. How do I say this? I took a small amount of dark brown and then I blended it out really well in a V shape. So right here into the crease of the eye and then right along the lash line. So this deepened my sort of eye shape just enough to give it a little bit more of a pop. But as you can see, it's not super dark. So that is definitely a tip that you can take from K-drama style makeup. Their eyes are a little bit more defined, but not in a way that looks heavy. So definitely test that out if you haven't already. Let's see. Please tell me how to blend eyeshadow. Okay, I love this question. This isn't actually something that we have a product here for today, but I'll try and get into that really quickly. To blend eyeshadow, it's always best to do little tiny circles. So I don't know if you guys ever watched like a Bob Ross tutorial or something, but your face is kind of a canvas and you want to blend really naturally. The only thing that you want to avoid for sure when you're doing eyeshadow or any sort of blending is harsh lines. So the best way to blend is to actually just kind of trust the brush. Don't actually focus too much on using your hands and really pressing too hard because this ends up moving the product, which you don't want to do. You want to kind of disperse and fade the product a little bit. So go in little circular motions. For me, on this side, I think I always go towards the outside in like a clockwise sort of motion. And then on this side, the same thing, but I always blend from here out. This helps to give that sort of shadow along the brow line without making it look too harsh. I think that's all the time that we have today, you guys. If you guys have any questions, feel free to follow me on Instagram at Shannon Harper. Definitely drop any questions down in the comment section down below. As always, you guys, thank you so much for supporting me, for supporting the Koreanet channel, and for giving shout outs to the crew who are working really hard to improve filming every time. But we love you guys so much. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I will see you guys next week. Bye.